This presentation will tackle about media and selection techniques in public relation. Public relations spans a broad array of tactics and strategies. As such, what any two PR campaigns look like in actual practice can be vastly different depending on its goals. From old-school media placements to large-scale event planning to modern digital communication, it often requires an interesting mix of skills and competencies to do well. Public relations functions are designed to help build trust and credibility with groups that are important to your organization. They help raise awareness about your organization as well as give it a chance to define, control and distribute its message to those both inside and outside your organization. Effective public relations functions can also promote your organization, help communicate during a crisis or defend its reputation from attacks people make on it in the media. Media acts as an intermediary between an organization and its target public that creates awareness for the public with an ability to create a positive impact for the chosen audience. In this way, organizations build public support as they are able to reach out to their audience. Traditional media refers to forms of mass media that focus on delivering news to the general public or a targeted group of the public. Traditional forms of media include print publications, newspapers and magazines, broadcast news, television and radio, and, in recent years, the digital version of those media outlets, such as digital newspapers and blogs. Dynamic media content that is constantly updated and is interactive. It appears on websites, online forums, and social media feed. A website is considered dynamic when it is frequently updated or changed. Dynamic media can facilitate interaction between users and a business or product. Social networking websites like Facebook and Twitter all use dynamic media to gain feedback from their users so they can improve their experience and make them spend more time on their applications and websites. Media and selection techniques. Setting media objective. It should be based on the decision and target audience in the media program. EX informative, persuasive, and reminder. Setting advertising budget. Advertisement budget is based on the objective and audience. Evaluating advertising campaigns. It tells whether media communicate the message well or not. Watchdog press or politician's mouthpiece. The notion of the press as a political watchdog casts the media as a guardian of the public interest. The watchdog press provides a check on government abuses by supplying citizens with information and forcing government transparency. Public support for the media's watchdog role is substantial, with the Pew Research Center study finding that 70% of the public believe that press reporting can prevent leaders from doing things that shouldn't be done. Chinny and Bronston, 2017. Local research. Research title, Does Social Media Transform City Government? A case study of 3 ASEAN cities, Bandung, Indonesia, Iligan, Philippines, and Phuket, Thailand. Summary of findings. The researcher found that social media use has not yet affected the internal organizational processes in the 3 cities. Also, social media use is not appropriated as a space for citizen-government interaction. It is used for only information dissemination to the public. Social media seems to have been used for only collecting information from citizens but not for involving them in the decision-making process. Conclusions. Most of the relationships were negative and not significant in the setting of the 3 cities. These findings confirm previous research findings that social media use in local government is only for information dissemination. In Bandung City, Indonesia, formal social media use, membership, variables were quite strongly positively related to organizational personnel, position, and structure. Meanwhile, in Iligan City, Philippines, only the formal social media use, membership, variable was positively associated with position and structure. It is interesting to note that in Bandung and Iligan, organizational culture was positively associated with public policy making process. However, the proposed research model is rejected based on the empirical data. This means that social media use, membership, has no effect on internal organization processes in the 3 cities. Possible application. In Iligan City, the Philippines, the ICTC is a section under the Office of the Mayor which takes care of the communication system of the local government of Iligan, including its website. Areas for further study. There is no local legislation in the city that regulates the use of social media, but restraints on ethical considerations are observed by users, as they are covered by applicable laws on libel and cyberbullying. These considerations are important, as the use of social media in Iligan is pervasive even among those in grade school. Social media is used in the dissemination of school assignments and announcements. Foreign research. Research title, Handcuffs for the Grabbing Hand? Media Capture and Government Accountability. American Economic Review, 96, 3720-736. Besley, Timothy, and Andrea Pratt. 2006. Summary of findings. The freedom of the mass media shall be guaranteed. Censorship shall be prohibited. But is formal media freedom enough to guarantee the free press? That Russia is a case in point. Despite the lack of old-fashioned preemptive censorship, the Russian media are gravely hindered in other ways. All national broadcasters are now owned by state-controlled companies. Most national newspapers are in the hand of a small number of wealthy individuals who are vulnerable to political pressure. Conclusion. This paper provides a simple theoretical framework to discuss how and when government captures media and what effect this has on political outcomes. Our starting point is a canonical political agency model. Voters use available information to decide whether to keep the current party in power or replace it with the opposition. The innovation of the present model is that information is provided endogenously by the media industry. Possible application. Each media outlet faces two possible sources of profit: commercial profit and profit from collusion with government. The former are broadly audience-driven. They can take the form of sales, subscriptions, advertising, depending on the specific medium under consideration. Areas for further study. Handcuffs for the grabbing hand? Media capture and government accountability. This paper provides a simple theoretical framework to discuss how and when government captures media and what effect this has on political outcomes. Suggest to further research on how the mass media promulgate the public. Thank you for watching.